Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
This is another episode of Bonding Over Bacon.
And coffee.
Yes, and coffee.
With Johnny.
With our jumping Johnny.
He might be bouncing around like little elf on the shelf back there. So try to stay focused.
As you can see in our background, the holiday season is upon us.
Yes,
Christmas is in another week. And it's usually a very special time for us. We get to hang out with a lot of family, get to see the expression on this guy's face when he gets to see all the Christmas gifts underneath the tree, and all the people that we tend to host.
And presents underneath the tree.
Will there be?
Yeah.
But it was funny because Chell, you and I were just talking about this idea of the holiday season and why this year feels a little different than what it's been like in the past. And I think that's a great topic for us to just dive a little bit deeper on.
Yeah, it's very timely, and I feel like we've all had a lot of different experiences over the holidays with the pandemic and being forced to not see people and having one extreme and then another. You know, I mean, we used to host like 17 to 20 people in one day pre-pandemic, and it just felt very overwhelming. So we've been doing a lot of reflecting on what this lead up to the holidays feels like.
Yeah, I feel like over the last 2 years, with everything going on in the world, I feel like there are two different extremes that have happened, where people have been isolated and unfortunately away from their loved ones. And on the other end, it's we haven't left each other's side.
Not at all.
I'm working in the home office. She's working in her home office. And
we homeschool.
And we homeschool little man. So we've been
We're never without each other, people.
Every single day.
Like
That's the key. Yes.
I'm so proud of that.
That's there's been some really big names that unfortunately couldn't handle being with one another for that many hours, for that many days.
Are you sending up an SOS? Are you reading what I'm saying?
No. It is fascinating to reflect on, our bonding over the last, so many months and obviously years. But around the holiday season, I've realized that some people are together all the time, or they just haven't had an opportunity to be around their loved ones.
Yeah.
So that was just something that came to my mind as I'm thinking about Christmas, thinking about the holidays. But one thing that we talked about as well was like how our stress load has dropped from what it felt like hosting or preparing for the holidays in years past.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
That kind of, feeling of preparing for the holidays sometimes discouraged us from having it.
And it didn't feel enjoyable. It felt like a freight train of holiday to-dos, and then it was over, and you're like, oh my gosh.
I realized there's a problem when the best part of the holiday was like the day that it was over. Or like the
and you're
night,
like, what happened?
Yeah.
Blacked out.
Like 9, 10 o'clock on Christmas Day.
Yeah, we've
10
done
o'clock
that.
at night,
Yeah.
Where we're just sipping wine and just reflecting on the successes, the frustrations, how we don't want to do this again, and just going through the whole entanglement of the holidays, just to please others.
Right. So what have we done different this year? Or what are we planning?
What are we doing different?
Some of it we've already done.
Yeah,
the prep,
some of which we've done.
The traditions or the lack thereof. And then we've done some we're planning on hosting in a slightly different way.
Yeah. So, I mean, one big relief is the fact that...
All right. There
she is. You.
Miss Stella.
That's our little bear. So one thing that I'm really relieved about is the fact that we went ahead and finished pretty much all our shopping well in advance.
Yeah.
And not only finished our shopping, but finished our wrapping. Like, that was awesome.
Dude, it's a week in advance. This is the first time ever.
Yeah.
We had a major moment.
That was a major
Last
moment
night.
the other night. Yeah. So we finished wrapping our presents for the family, and it felt awesome because traditionally, I think it was a untold tradition that you don't wrap until Christmas Eve. It's just something that was weird that I grew up with. I just
We've
realized the
been
stress.
doing it too from
And
being so busy with life.
I embarked
and,
that tradition onto
Yeah,
you,
yeah.
and stress, added stress.
And it's really hard to start a major holiday when you have a ton of people coming over completely sleep deprived. It's just not really ideal.
True. So
It's
true.
makes for a very exhausting day.
Yeah.
Starting that exhausted.
So, that was a huge relief this year that we've tend to not really think about or even consider, in years past, and would stay up wickedly.
Can I share a tip
Prepared.
on how I
Yeah, what's the tip?
got some of my shopping done early? So what I do throughout the year is I have gift lists on Amazon that are private, so it's not public, no one can see it. And anytime I think of an idea or I hear of someone, a family member, a friend, even this one over here, or this one, both of them, I populate a list. Now, whether I buy it from Amazon or not doesn't really matter. It's just a place where I can just quickly purchase if it is on Amazon or someplace else. Like, I'll make a mental list. And I'll tell you, this year's shopping I was done in 2 hours because I had already kind of thought about these things, most of them, not all of them, and it just happened really quickly. I was able to shop online, and then we have a few things in the store we're going to get this week, but
Right.
we were done. And so just a little tip to
That's a good tip.
log that away and save it, and even buy it. Like, if you're on like a trip or you see something special, buy it, put it away, put it in a closet, so all you have to do is wrap it. Just remember where you put it.
Yeah.
So
that was
you
a
don't
good
forget it.
idea last year when we went on our trip and
Yeah,
we got the souvenirs.
we started buying some
Those are
things,
great
and
mementos.
yeah, it's a great way to just like have something special and thoughtful. I manage most of the budgeting for the holidays, and I used to do these like, dollar amount type gift giving. And then I was like, oh, well, this one only is $50 and I got $150 more to spend. And what am I doing? And I'm getting like filler gifts.
So
and
she would have an enhanced Excel sheet.
Yes, I did.
Breaking it down of what the budget was versus what we actually spent.
True story.
The line item of who it is that we're getting something for.
Yeah.
The name of the item that we got.
Every year.
It was.
Yes.
It's you.
Well,
That's
it's
you
how
operate.
I break it down and
That's how you
plan for.
operate.
I'm a planner.
Yeah.
I break it down and plan for it. But I wound up sometimes getting. I had a hard time trying to find meaningful gifts to hit the dollar amount instead of the meaningful gift.
Yeah.
So this year I took
Say
out
that
the
again?
dollar.
That's a good point.
Yeah. I wound up trying hard because I'm a meaningful gift giver. I don't want to give something like to one person and give it to 50 people. I'm like, if it's for you, it means something, and I want it to be special or something you really enjoy. So I had a hard time once I found a few that did really resonate with the person. I was like trying to fill in more meaningful things, and I had so much mental stress over trying to find that special gift, but I already did. But I needed to find 5 more to fit the budget, to like hit the number, instead of just say, I found the meaningful gift that resonates. So this year I took out the monetary limit and just did the 1 or 2 meaningful gifts that I knew someone would appreciate, and let the price be what the price is going to be. It wound up actually saving us money because I wasn't thinking about trying to hit a milestone, and it made it easier to buy, like mentally less stressful to buy. So, we talked about, what was that phrase that you so geniusly said before we got on camera? He just had like an awesome moment. And
hearing Chelsea talk about how she felt compelled to need to give a gift that reached a certain financial capacity, she felt guilty if she didn't reach that particular financial cap. And I was like, damn, that's like guilt giving. You really
guilt giving. I love that.
Instead of gift giving, it was
guilt
guilt giving, and she was feeling the guilt of not giving, a certain type of item or gift to a family member or a friend. And no one should ever feel that way. No one should ever feel that way. If there is an item that really resonates with you, and you think of that person who you care about when you see that item, that should have some meaning to it. And it's the meaning behind the items or even the experience which we absolutely love more than tangible products.
Yeah.
We love experiences. And I think more and more people around the world are resonating with that.
Right.
That they want time with loved ones than an actual product that, may deteriorate.
And if you buy something for someone, like, what is the purpose of a gift? I do this a lot with my life coaching clients because gifting can feel very shallow and materialistic to someone who values more experiences. And yet some people do love the idea of giving a physical item, and it doesn't necessarily matter the value. Giving a gift to someone means, number one, I thought of you, right? Yeah. I thought of you to go out of my way to purchase this, to spend my money and to give you this thing. But it's also like a sense of validation. I see you, right? I know what you like. Or I know what you could use. I listen. Right? I listen. I actually understand. Correct.
Yeah, I listen to it.
So some people who do value gifts, they don't value it because it's expensive or because it's another thing to have materialistically.
Yeah.
It's because they feel validated. And I know many people, including some of our close family members, who their love language is, gifts. Items. It's gifts. But it's not a value. It's just, I was out and about. I thought of you when I saw this. I think it's perfect for you because it resonates with who you are. Yeah. So, right, it's a seeing of you.
Right.
And that's really what it's meant to be.
That's
it's not
powerful.
The guilt giving of, oh, you need to have 5 gifts because you need to have the experience. Or you need to hit a certain monetary threshold, like was what I would do. Mm-hmm. And then you get some gifts that feel like I don't see you. Right? Like, it's not me. It's not a reflection of me. You haven't heard me. You don't know me. Right? So that was our big epiphany upon guilt giving versus gift giving and how to do so in a more balanced way. And we did that this year.
Yeah, and, to piggyback on that idea of not just gift giving, and feeling that sense of guilt, that guilt also carried into the experience that we wanted our friends and family to have when coming over to our home for a party. We felt compelled to make it big, cook massive amounts of food,
signature drinks,
specialty
desserts, all handmade.
Tried to, oh my God, yeah, you did.
Yeah, I did.
18, my God, you did.
Like literally 10 different types of cookies, each individually wrapped in their own tins, as a giveaway.
We enjoy
or as a takeaway.
We enjoy hosting.
Yeah.
We've enjoyed hosting. Even when we lived in New York City, we had some amazing, memorable parties.
Yeah, and I love cooking and baking. Sometimes gets a little bit much.
It got carried away, and we wanted to obviously have each moment and experience stand out, and that led to a lot of work from us to create this memorable experience because
it got more and more, like it grew too, right?
So. Yeah, and you're spot on, and so there was a sense of guilt that we weren't able to host for the holidays. During the thick of this pandemic, right. We felt bad that we couldn't host in the past. And, this year we're going to host, but it's going to look very different in the sense that it's not going to be, massive amounts of foods and drinks. We're going to keep it simple and just have a dessert party.
Yeah.
And when I brought that up.
And some are going to be store-bought, but like from a really good bakery.
Yeah.
And like a small business because that's who we are.
Well, like, what we've realized is that, time with our loved ones is more valuable than the, types of drinks that we prepare for them or the types of food that we prepare for them. It's the time that we get to spend. And, the art of just having a dessert party. When I brought that up to the different family members, they absolutely loved the idea. Mm-hmm. So I think it's going to be a great success. I'm a huge fan of dessert, so I'm looking forward to what we come up with for the family.
Stay tuned next week when we give you the breakdown of how it went down.
And it's less, and the most important thing is that it's less stress and pressure, on my wonderful wife, because she does everything in making sure that the experience is top notch. And so when she's stressed and not happy, it just doesn't really feel the same. It doesn't feel, like the right thing for us to do for others if she's not, feeling good. So, flipping it a bit, getting ahead of, gift getting, if you will, getting ahead of wrapping, and minimizing the stress load of the preparation allows us to enjoy each other's company around the holidays, slow down a bit, really, enjoy watching some great holiday movies with little man.
We've actually done some fun activities with him. And,
we've done some fun activities.
We have more planned this week, which will be a lot of fun.
Sharing our story with him, having him connect with his grandparents and hearing stories from them, just slowing down has actually allowed us to focus more energy on our business.
Yeah.
And other things that we're very passionate about. I think this new structure for the holidays is something that we're going to keep for a long time.
Yeah. And let it keep reflecting what makes most sense for us, which I know is a hard barrier to uphold. But if we can do it in a way that we feel the best, we're going to bring our best selves to the engagements and the family and the events that we do host or that we do engage in. So it just makes sense. Like
she won't be locked in the kitchen
for over a week,
cooking and cleaning,
right? And then hosting during the time, which also detracts from the time I can spend talking to people. So I think this year, we had the one extreme pre-pandemic, which we've discussed, and then the other extreme of really not having anybody here and just having it spent between the three of us. Yeah. Now having a chance to set the terms or, set the tone for what makes sense for us. I think we're striking more balance in a way that is good for everybody. And so we'll see how this goes next week. Yeah. And in the meantime, like you've mentioned, we're working on new facets of our business, which we're so excited to roll out very soon.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that.
Amazing opportunities for more engagement from the community. So please stay tuned and watch for that developing, and we'll keep you posted as we finalize the details. Can't tell you much else about it right now, but it's going to be great. Other than that, tell us ways in the... Johnny, he just cracks me up. Tell us ways in the comments below this post, like what are ways that you've maybe been able to strike balance or feel like things aren't completely back in balance yet with regards to your holiday and like New Year celebrations. Like how are you spending the last few weeks of this year?
That'll be fun to hear your story.
Absolutely.
And thank you for listening to ours.
All right, well, we'll see you next week at the next Bonding Over Bacon. Enjoy.
Cheers.
Bye.